This is a radio station of the SDC radio networks. The music of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thanks for listening.
This is your host, Kenny Smith, and you're listening to SmithBits Rant Rave Radio. And I'm more than happy to have you here with me to hear what I'm talking about today. Ranting about nothing, ranting about nothing, raving about a little less than that, as they would say, between nil and none, huh? No, I got a lot of things to say, a lot of things to be thankful about too. And as I said, this is our show, SmithBits Rant Rave Radio. This is your host, King Smith, and we're broadcasting from U.S. Sacramento, California. Okay, what's the fight about today? Well, President Obama, he didn't get on the plane and come back home 180 miles because Belgium let these idiots blow up their country again. What can he do? He had 20 phones around him. He was on ESPN television. That's the first time the president has ever sat in the sports booth and talked policy. This is incredible. Very incredible. But everybody's mad. Oh, Senator Cruz, Governor, the other guy. But anyway, they're all upset about that. He didn't do anything wrong. He's still there on the business of the United States. But anyway, since they're all upset about Belgium, when they caught this guy, they asked him point blank, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" And the leaders in Belgium, they sit up there and go, "Yeah, we're ready. We can take it." But we don't think they knew what we meant. And I think it was a confusion as to what we call ready and not ready. I mean, their airport was wide open. Wide open. I mean, I can't believe it. These guys are casually stroll this boxes of mass confusion right down, melancholy. Just stretch it right straight down, parade it right in front of your face, and then blow it up. And the one guy they can't find, who mysteriously disappeared, incredible. He's there. He ain't gone too far. They will find him. They will find him. My heart goes out to all the families, all the victims. God, I can't believe this, but there's a fight. There's a fight. And to win this fight, it's going to take a lot of intestinal fortitude. But as the president stated, it's going to take everybody on board. This is a scourge. This is like a bad virus. Alright? And with these guys coming back home, they're totally dominating the market. I'm trying to figure what they're going to do with those 22,000 applications that they seized in Syria from the ISIL headquarters. That's what I'm waiting to get my hands on, and I think everybody else. So anyway, let's go back to Cuba. Well, the president was in Argentina last night. He and Air Force One shot out of Cuba off to Argentina. Well, Nixon gave us China. Double-edged sword as always. Obama's legacy, he will give us Cuba. And Cuba is going to grow. This is something unique. The strategy, if anybody don't understand it, is quite simple. When I was in the military, and we were in Vietnam and Thailand and Cambodia and all them places, one thing about it, they used to pay us in cash. Not send my money home in my checking account, direct deposit, but I'd have cash money delivered to me every 2 weeks, and that cash money is what I usually bought stuff out on the marketplace with, cloths and teak woods, and I'd ship that stuff home. Basically, we had the communist infiltrations all over the place up there on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. So the best way to basically to keep the people from turning is you got to pay them well. So if they do serve goods and services, they shine your shoes. They manufacture a suit of clothes for you. You pay them in cash. You get in you visit the restaurant. You make things work, and all of a sudden they've got an infusion of cash. And when these people come around trying to talk to them about, we want you to switch and change, they go, oh no. And they've got their own little army. But you basically will chase these people out. But when you don't have that, and you've got nothing to show for it, then you're in for a real long battle. I mean, the battle is going to be for close to forever. Forever. But Belgium, God, I got a feeling that we had a failure to communicate with everybody. They told us you were ready. You catch a big guy like that, and they've got 10, 15, 20, 30 projects getting ready to go down. They get ready to have fun. Big fun. Okay? And that's the end of that. Big fun. Because they're getting ready to rock and roll. For them, it's never going to be carnage for everybody else. And it's only one spot in Belgium where all of these problems come in. So you have to lock down the whole square with about 20,000 soldiers, and you go door to door, and you just start shaking down every door, everything, all the way down. Look for contraband. They can fight you in court after the fact, because it don't mean a hill of beans right now. Don't mean nothing. There ain't no human rights. So you just say, I understand. Yeah, this is all bad timing for you. I apologize, but this is the law of the land, and this is how it's gonna be. And thank you. Step aside or I'll shoot you. Right? How sad. How sad, how sad. But we'll get on course. The United States will help get on course. We will all get on course. We will all point at one person. And those people are going to point back. And you know what our motto? See something, say something. Nobody else does that anywhere in the world. If you see something, say something. Everybody's deputized. They don't do that in those countries. And the Sharia law and everything keep constantly putting these people in hard times. They can't tell anybody because they get knifed and shot down and car burned up and their business burned up. They're on the front lines too. For real now. And I hope they do something real significant about what they've started, because they've got a war. They got a war, and it's everybody's war now. Ain't nobody can hold back, and it's us versus them. It's always been like that. It's always gonna be like that. You know, they want to do us, and they already told us. So I mean, you gonna sit up there and, and scratch your head. Gee, what do they mean? What they gonna do us in? What do they mean? They go bomb us? What do they mean? What, we do speak English, and actions totally speak louder than words. So we want something done. We want something done. Belgium, France, England, all you guys, we want something done. Okay? First thing you gotta do, you gotta iron out Mucklenbeck, or that Mucklenberg or Mucklenbeck, where that little town is, where all of their terrorists come to go to fight, is recruited in that one little section of town. They've got to put guards around the whole place. And you got to go door to door, and you got to shake everybody down. Everybody in that yellow line tape. And then at that point in time, then you got to figure out what you're dealing with, because obviously you're not dealing with who you think you're gonna deal with. You need these people to be visible, and you're fighting a war in your own city. Don't know how that's gonna work out, my friends, but we hope that it will do well with us. Well, let's see now. So on this day, on March 23rd, 2016, and you've been following me on about my little transplant operation. Actually, the heart's not gone bad. Well, the heart's gone bad. They put a defibrillator, an external defibrillator, and it's finally in my system. And I'm not feeling any better or worse than it's been in. Still a little slow. It doesn't really do what I think it does. I think it only if I pass out and flop around and I'm off balance, then this thing kick in. Other than that, it don't do nothing. If I've got chest pains or any other crap, it don't do a darn thing. So this is just chest paddles. Okay, the cheap ones. Alright. I don't know what cheap is. I'm just talking. Just talking. But anyway, I'm grateful for it, and I'm thankful for it. So we'll see how this thing works out for everybody here. We really, really will. So, let's see. The new iPhones, the iPhones are out. They're small. They just went back. They retro back to the one size that was, I guess they could fit everything in the pocket, in the purse, in the back pocket. It wasn't over pretentious. It was just nice, and it does everything, and the price tag is still outrageously great. Now, the courts and Apple seem like they're winging their way into the front of the Supreme Court. Now, here's the catch. These guys never got served to go to court, but they're in court with a number and everything. We need to figure out, how does that work? They were never served by any marshal, sheriff, they were never served, but they ended up with this document in their hand, printed out, and they had to comply with this document. How did they get the document? Who told them about it? Is it sure it's for them? But anyway, that's kind of another deal as to electronic servicing, as to how do you get it. The only law says that you have to hand in the summons, right, by a legal representative, i.e. a court server, friend of the court, etc., etc. Okay? So all of a sudden you've got these paperwork that come out of the sky, and you have to comply with them. It didn't come through the mail. Well, we'll put it this way. The original copies that we saw never came through the mail. By now, something has come through the mail, I'm sure. What else is going on? Oh, yeah. Is these holidays coming up again? Yeah. Well, March Madness, how's that going for each and every one of you? My school got knocked out early, first round. So, Cal State Bakersfield. Amazing. First time ever in the history of football, basketball, anything in Bakersfield at the Cal State level. Wow. Very impressive. And I want you guys to do better. Well, because I was born there, right? See what else we got going on. Let's see. Well, my AAA is taken care of. Now I've got to get seriously busy, start getting ready to work on the car. I've been hanging around for almost 2-3 weeks now without lifting anything, but it still stings, just like Reggie said it was going to do. He says, hey, it's going to feel like if you put any pressure on it, it's going to feel like, it's like shot you in the chest with a shotgun. Close range. And yeah, he ain't lying. But anyway, we're making progress. So I'd like to know what's going on with anybody else. Yeah, we do. We always want to make sure what's going on with anybody else. So music-wise, we've got more new acts come aboard from music and film family records. We've got more promotion coming in from Night Sky and MusicSubmit.com is sending us a lot more product, and Radio DirectX is sending us more music. So we must be doing something right. Go to our website by any chance and click on our blog, and you can get you a copy of the radio station. Paste it into your browser and just click on favorites or bookmark it. It's a nice player. Nothing outrageously nuts for anybody, but just enough to get things going. We appreciate that tremendously. Okay, let's see. Water out of the dam. Oh yeah. Fall summer, everybody. They're releasing water because it's raining like cats and dogs up in the mountains now. And they've got all of this water stored up in energy. And I mean, these lakes around here, they look magnificent. I mean, you could see the bottom of them for so long. So technically, the drought may or may not be over. I'd say it's not. It's just like a timeout, with the basin full and not draining too fast. But it is happening. The greening of Northern California. The water's actually coming down. Well, in the central part of California, still politics as usual. That ain't never gonna go away. All of that water problems was political, and you guys got sucked right up into it. And that was a trap. That was totally a trap. Oh, what am I gonna do about anybody and nothing? Okay. We liked Chris Rock at the Grammys or at the Academy Awards. You know, speaking of the Academy Awards, I was taken back as to all the movies that were made back in the 1800s. But actually, there's two things happened. In 1895, the Lemieux brothers from France miniaturized a 35mm box and made this thing a handheld, about the size of 2 sheets of paper put together. Well, about the size of a good old Kellogg's cornflake box. They made their camera that big. Okay? Inside this thing, you could develop, make copies, and edit. Alright. While it shot 35mm film. And the initial cartridge was 62 seconds long. Then Kodak messed around and got a chance to increase the capacity of it, and eventually made it a 2-minute 54-second cartridge. Actually, it's longer than that. I think it's 420 feet, but actually they stick another minute on it, so you actually get more than what you're worth on the cartridges. Talking about the 3-minute cartridge, you can get up about 3.5, right at 4 minutes on a cartridge back in the day. And that's how you shoot the film. 1 cartridge at a time, 4 minutes. You know. And I tell you what, those little cartridges are very expensive. But anyway, so 35mm from the Lemieux brothers. But things didn't go quite the way it was planned. Okay, about 1898, the film business basically had come to a virtual standstill. Any tricks of the trade, anything new, anything revolved around film, because film primarily just showed little short shots. Remember, this is silent medium. All right, so things are done over and over. The horse that ran a race, with the wheel behind him, and all that early stuff that we've had an opportunity to collect and put on our SDC television site that you can go back and look at any time. The beginning days of television. But what I'm saying is that the public had already experienced the small wonders of the motion picture business, and they were always short bursts, 5, 10, 15 seconds at the tops, and the Nickelodeons, and by that time the Nickelodeon was old. People wanted to see more than 6 seconds. They wanted to see more than 15 or 20 seconds. So the Lemieux brothers had to figure out a way to start really making motion pictures. And here's the catch with this unit by the Lemieux brothers. It actually came over to the United States, and it was sold by Alva Roebuck for Sears and Roebuck. He handled the motion picture business, but this was a little. So when he was handling the Lemieux's product from France, for 10 years, at least up from around 1890, all the way up to 1910. What happened was that around 1915, D.W. Griffith came out with a movie called Birth of a Nation. It created so much hardship, so much anguish in America. It forced the whole community to go into the film business, and that was basically the blacks. And when Sears had invented a new system called credit, and you could get you a projector and the camera, I think for just a little under $3,000. Alright, which is a fortune. Made on payments over time. I think he paid $36 a month for 4 years or 3 years. Alright. And then with the new small handset that was created by the Lemire brothers, it dropped the price of a machine. You know, a camera by itself was like $3,000. This thing was like cut down to a third of the price. You know, from down to $80, $90 for a 35 millimeter that everybody could do motion pictures on. It's still black and white, and there's still no voice on it. So it was just pictures silently running in your camera, and you had to act with your arms and put in little time bubbles. But 1915 was the start of the Black Revolution for film, all because of Birth of a Nation. But not only them, but it kind of opened up the door for everybody else too to jump on the bandwagon for creating film. And I tell you what, in the National Archives, there are thousands of films that you have never ever seen in your life. The titles are outrageous. One of the titles that I was uniquely interested in was the title with Claudette Colbert, and it was that she appeared in one of Oscar Michaud's films back in early Harlem days when she was leaving Harlem, heading out California. Basically, you just needed a piece of film, and anybody would pay to get a part in an Oscar Michaud movie. You know, you pay them, but you wanted a piece of the film showing you. So that's what happened, is that most of these young actors paid to be in these films so that they get a piece of the film so they could show what they could do in Hollywood. Thus was born, Claudette Colbert. Oh, and quite a few other white artists, okay, that appeared in black film. But anyway, this has been your host, Kenny Smith, and you've been listening to SmithBits Rant Rave Radio. Take care. Hope to see you again. See ya.